Hello everyone, welcome to INSPIRE EDUCARE. Today I'm going to discuss iterative statements. Iterative statements are also called as looping statements. Now what happens? Sometimes we need to execute a block of code number of times repeatedly. So for this purpose, the programming language provides various types of loops. Loops means which runs continuously, which are capable of repeating some specific code several number of times. So whenever you want to execute a particular line or particular block of code, at that moment we use loops, which are also known as iterative statements. So Python provides us two types of loop. First one is for loop and the second one is while loop. Now we use loops, but what are its advantages? First advantage is it provides code reusability. Means if you want to print hello 10 times on the screen, so you will write print statement 10 times. But instead of writing print statement 10 times, you can use a loop. And using loop, what you can do, you have to just write that print statement only once, but with the help of that loop, it will be executed 10 times or whatever number of times you want. So in this, the code will be reused. Using loops, we do not need to write the same code again and again, as I told you now. Using loops, we can traverse over the elements of data structures like arrays or linked lists. Now we will have a look on what is for loop. This is the first loop which Python provides us, and it is a very useful loop in programming. So the for loop in Python is used to iterate the statements or a part of program several times. It is frequently used to traverse the data structures like list, tuple or dictionary. So the syntax to write this for loop is for. For is a keyword over here. Iterating underscore var in sequence, and over here I have written statement. So what does this syntax mean? So in this syntax, the iterating underscore var, here we will declare a variable from which our loop will keep a track, for example I or j. So these iterating var is just a variable which will keep the record of how many number of times our loop should execute in sequence. Now over here sequence will give us a condition or a range, particular range till how many times you want to iterate this loop. And in statements you have to write that block of code which you want to execute multiple times. There is a flow chart for the for loop. Now see over here, item for the sequence. It is a decision box in flowchart. It is asking for items from the sequence. Till the items are present in the sequence, what will happen? It will go to next item and it will execute the loop body. But once there is no item left in the sequence, the loop will terminate and we will come out of the loop. Just see over here. And if the item is present in sequence, the loop body will be executed and again it will go to check that sequence. You can see as over here it is written. Now for loop using range function. You can write for loop in two types. First by mentioning just the sequence and the second by using the range function. So let's see what is this range function. The range function is used to generate the sequence of numbers. It is used to generate the sequence of number. If we pass the range 10, now in the bracket you will write 10, so it will generate the numbers from 0 to 9. It always generates number from 0. If our initial value is not given over here, it will take by default as 0 and it will go till the number minus 1. Whatever size over here you will give, it will go 1 less. So it is going 10 minus 1 means 9. So depending on this, the syntax is range, it is a keyword again. In the bracket, start means from what you want to initialize. Stop, where you want to stop. And step size. Step size is optional. Step size tells you that by how many number you want to increment this variable. Now, if you are not taking any starting value, by default it will take 0 as taken over here, and this range will take the value of stop as stop minus 1. Since it was 10, it took 9 as 10 minus 1, 9. So stop takes one value less. So let's see the working of this for loop in PyCharm. Now let's see the working of for loop. Over here, I have created a list which contains values 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. In statement number 2, I have declared a variable called sum whose initial value is 0. See, in the third statement, I have created a for loop with the keyword for. I is again the variable which will keep the record of how many number of times our loop will get executed. In is a keyword over here which is checking that I is present inside this list or not, and list is this list I have created in statement number 1. Inside the for loop I have written the body sum plus equal to I, which is equivalent to sum equal to sum plus I. So what is this for loop is doing? This for loop is just used to calculate the sum of the list, sum of the elements present inside the list, and when we come out of this for loop, what will be printed? Sum equal to sum, in which the value is stored inside the variable called sum. So see, when I will execute or run this program, what will be the output? Sum is 150, and when you will calculate manually the sum of all the elements 10, 20, 30 plus 40 plus 50, it will be as 150 only. In this way the for loop is used normally. But now if I want to use the range function, now let's see the example how we'll use the range function. Now let's see how the range function in for loop uses. So I have written a program over here to write a multiplication table. I have mentioned it inside the comment, as you can see. Now in statement number 2, I have taken an input from the user, enter a number, and I have stored that value inside a variable called a. I have taken an input for asking what number you want. Now in third statement I have written the for loop. Again, for is a keyword. I will keep the record of how many times this loop is getting executed, and as you can see I have mentioned over here range. Inside the range I have written 1, 11. It is obvious 1 is the starting value from which I want the value of I to start, and 11 is the value at which I want the loop to end. But since it is 11, so it will be executed 11 minus 1 times, which is equal to 10 times. And comma, you have to mention step size, but I have not mentioned over here step size. It is optional. So by default the step size is considered as 1. By default it is always 1, the step size. So what is inside the body of for loop? It is a print statement which is printing a star I equal to a star I. So the value of I will be continuously changing as I is from 1 to 10, and the value of a is constant, which I have taken here from the user. Now I will run this program, enter a number. I am entering 2. You can see now the table of 2. 2 into 1 equal to 2, 2 into 2 equal to 4. So over here this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever you can see, this is the value of I, which ranges from 1 to 11, means 1 to 10. And this is what you get as calculated part over here. In this way the for loop is used. Thanks for watching.